They are one win away from the trip to Grand Junction in the College World Series. LSU Eunice with a must-win game here tonight to keep their season alive and keep this series going to the if game on Saturday. It was a thrilling game here last night. Both teams pitched well. Both teams played great defense, and we had just enough offense, but a thrilling win for the Bucks here last night, and Eunice trying to bounce back here today and even this series and force the if game on Saturday. Barry Allen with you here again tonight. Robert Stevenson, our producer and graphics director here this evening, will bring you this game here, and on a partly cloudy, some sunshine out now, more sunshine out now, not as warm as it was yesterday, but looking for another good night of baseball. Great crowd here last night. The Bucks won 3-2. Both teams pitched well. A lot of strikeouts in the game. There are 20-plus strikeouts for both sides, or in total, and it was just an outstanding game on both counts last night for Shelton State and for LSU Eunice. So both teams' goal is to try to get to the College World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado, and we've already put 3 teams in there. Walter State has won the Appalachian region. They are 55-6-1. They'll be making their 13th appearance to the World Series. Florence Darlington Tech has won the East region. They are 50-10. They will be making their 4th trip and their 2nd in a row. And the 3rd team that has landed a spot in Grand Junction is Florida Southwestern. They're 44-15. They'll be making their first trip to the World Series as well. Shelton could join that group today. The South Central is in a 3rd game, if necessary, Eastern Oklahoma and Mineral area. If Eastern Oklahoma, whoever wins that game will go to the Grand Junction. And the other one could end tonight. It's a 1-0 lead for Blinn over San Jack in the Mid-South. If Blinn wins tonight, they go. If San Jack wins tonight, they will play again tomorrow. And Cloud County and Johnson County are playing right now in the championship game in the Plains region. It's a 4-4 game in the 6th. Johnson County in the driver's seat. They must be beaten twice by Cloud, who has already played a game today in Wichita where the temperature was a very comfortable 101 degrees. The Bucks will be the visiting team here tonight, and if there is a 3rd game, they will be back as the home team tomorrow night. They are 47-11 overall. Trenton Shirley will lead off and play left field. Pierce Dutton will bat 2nd and play center field. Jackson Henderson will hit 3rd. He will pitch and DH. James Graffos is the 2nd baseman. He will hit 4th. Grant Browning will catch and hit 5th. Mason Steele in right field hitting 6th. Slade Sullivan at 3rd base batting 7th. Brady Waugh at 1st base hitting 8th, and Paxton Ponder playing shortstop and batting 9th for the 47-11, 10th ranked Shelton State Bucks. Eunice will have Aiden Mouton at 3rd base, Will Mabry's the DH, Tyson LeBlanc's at shortstop, Ashton Fuselier in left field, Jackson Legg is at 1st base, Tyler Mitchell is in center, Milo Obradovich will catch, Jordan Luna's at 2nd, and Cash Riley will bat 9th and play right field, and Xavier Woods will pitch for the Bengals here tonight. We'll take a break and be right back and have the first pitch of the ball game on the other side.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
Gets a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Back in Tuscaloosa, it's LSU Eunice and Shelton State in Game 2 of this South District tournament. The winner of this best-of-3 series goes to the Junior College World Series, which begins next Friday in Grand Junction, Colorado. The Bucks have been 7 times. They've been each of the last 2 seasons, but 3 times in the last 4 years. And LSU Eunice has been 12 times at the Division II level, winning 8 national titles. They've made the jump to the Division I this year, and they're playing for a regional championship here this weekend to see who goes to represent the South in the World Series at Grand Junction, Colorado. The Bucks are the visiting team tonight, and they will face Xavier Woods, who will be pulling double duty tonight. He will also be wrestling on SmackDown later tonight, part of the new day. Had to get that wrestling in. Xavier's 16th appearance of the year. He's 10-0 with a 3.59 earned run average. He's worked 64 innings, allowed 49 hits, 24 runs, 27 walks, and 68 strikeouts. And he's held opponents to a .218 batting average on the season. LSU Eunice used 3 pitchers last night. Beaversdorf started. McRae Jacobs came in, and then Will Mabry, the DH, finished it out. He pitched the last 3 1/3 innings. He took the loss, his first of the year, to drop to 9-1. John Michael Pickens got the win last night. Picked up his 6th win of the year against only 1 loss. He worked 3 1/3 innings. He faced 10 batters, got them all out, landed 9 first pitch strikes, struck out 3, and had 1 inning where he threw 11 pitches, and every one of them was a strike. So it'll be Trenton Shirley, Pierce Dutton, and Jackson Henderson due up in the first inning for the Bucks, facing Xavier Woods. LSU Eunice with purple tops with yellow numerals in writing and gray pants, and the purple baseball hat. They sort of look like LSU in some ways. And Shelton State going with the black shirts tonight, the black hats, and the white tops or white pants with green striping. And we are getting set. We are getting set to go here at the Buck Palace. Barry Allen and Robert Stevenson here with you tonight. It's a cloudy night, 10-mile-per-hour breeze, and it's 86 baseball degrees as we start this one. And Trenton Shirley hitting .344, 4 homers, 37 RBI. Takes the first pitch of the ball game for a strike. And we are underway at 6:05 Central Time. Fuselier, Mitchell, and Riley are in the outfield left to right. Mouton, LeBlanc, Luna, and Legg on the infield. Obradovich is the catcher. And Xavier Woods, the left-hander, is on the mound. Xavier Woods is 6'1", 171, a lefty from Cleveland, Tennessee. And Shirley fouls this one back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Cleveland, Tennessee, on that dreaded ride from Chattanooga to Knoxville, one of the hardest interstates to navigate. It's also the home of Lee University. Division II school out of the Gulf South Conference. The 1-2 pitch from the left-hander hits Shirley, and he is aboard to start the ball game.
Center fielder number 2, Pierce Dutton.
That is the 9th time Shirley has been hit by a pitch this year, and that is a team-high 11th hit batter by Woods. And here's Pierce Dutton coming in tonight, hitting .330, a homer, 38 RBI. He was 0 for 5 here last night. And he takes ball 1. The Bucks are playing with house money tonight. This would not end their season, but they had just soon go ahead and close it out and spend Saturday doing something else. Woods has missed with 2 straight to Dutton. And out of 6 pitches, he's thrown 4 balls and he's hit a batter. Dutton, a left-hand hitter, facing the lefty. And it's 3-0. The Bucks do pretty well against left-hand pitching this year. They're hitting .329 against lefties. They hit .312 against right-handers, so 17 points higher. Dutton shows a bunt, pulls it back, takes ball 4. So they've got the Bucks have the first 2 guys on in the game on a hit by pitch and a walk.
The pitcher, number 15, Jackson Henderson.
Jackson Henderson comes in. Jackson Henderson is hitting .571 against left-handers this year. He's .364, 8 homers, and 68 RBI overall, or 38 RBI overall. Leads the team in home runs. He's caught fire here in the second half of the season. And Xavier Woods lands his first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Bucks had some opportunities last night, left them out on the field, but finally won the game in 11 innings. Here comes the 0-1. Henderson showing bunt, and Xavier spins around and looks Shirley back to second. Here comes the 0-1. It's a nice bunt. First baseman will field. That's leg. He'll throw to Luna. And the Bucks have 2 in scoring position right off the bat. A 3-4 sacrifice bunt for Jackson Henderson.
Second baseman number 8, James Graffos.
And that'll bring up James Graffos. That's the first sacrifice bunt of the year for Henderson, the 42nd for Shelton State. It's top 5 in the country. Graffos is hitting .352, 2 homers, 38 RBI. And he swings and hits the first pitch to left center field. It's deep enough to get a run in. Mitchell's going to catch it. Tagging at third is Shirley. Tagging from second is Dutton. And they're both safe, and the ball gets away, and the Bucks are on the board at 1-0. So Graffos drives in a run. That's his 39th RBI of the year. That's his 4th sacrifice fly. And that's the 70, that is right, 78 total sacrifices this year by the Bucks, and that is number 1 in the country. And here's Grant Browning, who did not catch last night, seeing his first action here against LSU Eunice. He's hitting .397, a homer, 19 RBI. Went to Tuscaloosa County High School. He's excited today. They're on the verge of winning a state title. And he takes a strike. Bucks have 1 in. They'd like to get that second one in, but Browning flies out to center, and that'll end the inning. But the Bucks get on the board, a run on no hits. They leave 1, and it's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first.
of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Jackson Henderson steps on the mound for the Bucks here tonight. This is his 10th appearance of the year, his 7th start. He is 4-1 with a 2.92 earned run average. The Bucks are 4-2 in his 6 starts this year. He last pitched on April 30th, 3 scoreless innings, 2 hits and 3 strikeouts against Calhoun on April 30th. That's part of a shutout. He had a 3 RBI game and day in game 1 and a shutout in game 2. And he will face Aiden Mouton to open things up in the bottom of the first. LSU Eunice, the home team here tonight. Mouton hitting .406, 11 homers, 53 runs knocked in. He was 0 for 4 with a sac fly last night. And Henderson kicks and delivers and misses outside and low. His defense behind him is Trenton Shirley in left, Pierce Dutton in center, Mason Steele in right, and it's Sullivan, Ponder, Graffos, Waugh on the infield, and Grant Browning is his catcher. 2-0 now to Mouton. And it's 3-0. Maybe some early jitters for Henderson. Has not pitched yet in the postseason. Hasn't thrown in a couple of weeks. And he bounces back with a strike there, and it's 3-1. Mouton, a right-hand hitter. He's from Rayne, Louisiana. Notre Dame High School. The 3-1 in there for a strike, and it's 3-2. So Henderson's come back from 3-0 to 3-2, and now looking to finish. Right-hander kicks and fires. Here's a ground ball to Sullivan at third. He will make a high throw, and it's way over Waugh's head, and that'll go as an error. And they have the leadoff man on.
Hitter number 12, Will Mabry.
Will Mabry coming to the plate. Hitting .375, 4 homers, 41 RBI, left-hand DH. That's the second error of this regional for the Bucks. They did not commit an error in the state tournament last week, but they have 2 here in this tournament. Mouton has 21 stolen bases out of the 177 for the Bengals this year. Mabry has 4 sacrifice bunts. Only 20 as a team. They scoot around the base paths by stealing bases. Not typically a team that's going to bunt much with 20 in 66 games. Jackson Henderson is a freshman from Tuscaloosa, went to Hillcrest High School. This time last year, and matter of fact, it might have been on this very day, he was pitching in the championship game of the 6A state tournament, hit a home run, and was the winning pitcher for Hillcrest as they won the state last year. Breaking ball misses, it's 1-1. like his hitting. Here's a line drive caught by Ponder, but he will not have a double play. But what a play by Ponder to save runners from being at first and third.
Shortstop number 7, Tyson LeBlanc.
You can give him a Drago Red Star for that. Mark that one in your book. And here's Tyson LeBlanc getting 388, 11 homers, 64 knocked in. He's from Maurice, Louisiana, North Vermilion High School. 6 foot and 183 pounds. Henderson's pitching and hitting have kind of gone hand in hand this year. He's getting his feet wet as a freshman. Okay early in the year on the mound, okay early in the year at the plate, and then about the time conference started and maybe a week or so after, but right around the beginning of conference, he's just developed into a guy that you can depend on the mound, and he can drive runs in at the plate. Runner is going, Browning's throw, and he is safe. Pitch was a ball, and Mouton's got his 22nd stolen base of the year. So LeBlanc has an RBI opportunity. Mouton off second. LeBlanc, the right-hand hitter. Mouton dancing around like he's going, and they're gonna. Henderson's gonna step off the rubber and look him back. Woods did that as well with Shirley at second. Mouton more of a threat to go than Shirley. Here's a pop-up, foul ground, Waugh chasing, and it is going to be out of play, and it's 1-1. Ashton Fuselier on deck. Buck's trying to strand that runner at second base, and the Bengals are trying to get him home and tie the game. Here comes the 1-1. Graffo's cheating over towards second a little bit. Mouton gets a little bigger lead, misses inside as Henderson, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike, just underway from the Buck Palace here in Tuscaloosa. That one misses low, and it's 3-1. Hitters count for LeBlanc. A little early trouble for Henderson like it was for Woods. Here's the 3-1. Right down the middle, it's 3-2. Just got a text from a couple of former Bucks. Wes and Davis Allen would be the Secretary of State. Wes Allen, both played here at Shelton State. Thanks for listening in, guys. Here's the 3-2. On the ground to short. Ponder with it. Throws on to first, and there are two outs. Mouton had to hang around second base, so he does not advance, and now Henderson's an out away from stranding a runner at second.
Number 15, Aaron Fuselier.
50th game of the year for Ashton Fuselier. 349, 6 homers, 42 knocked in. Yeah, got Aaron on the roster. He's from Lake Charles, the Great Barb High School. I told you last night, here's a runner going, and they're going to let him go, and it's a strike. And now Mouton has gotten to third. 2 stolen bases for him, number 22 and 23 this inning. The Bucks just need an out and get out of the inning and take the 1-0 lead to the second. Shows bunt and fouls it off. And it's 0-2. Very interesting. He had a couple of good, solid hits last night. I guess he's trying to bunt his way on here. And now he's got himself in an 0-2 hole. He's not trying to sacrifice. He's only got one of those this year. But that was interesting. Another good crowd. Guesstimated about 800 or so here last night. Maybe not quite as many here tonight, but been a lot of fun. Here's a hard ground ball past third. That'll get the run home. And Ashton Fuselier has a 2-out double, and it's 1-1.
First baseman number 21, Jackson Legg.
So Fusilier's 11th double of the year, his 43rd RBI. And we are tied at 1. And that'll bring Jackson Legg to the plate, 350, 7 homers, 58 RBI. Playing in his 55th game. Bobby Sproul out to chat with Jackson Henderson. That 0-2 pitch got too much at a plate, and it cost him a run. Legg is a sophomore from Shreveport, left-hand hitter. Played at Calvary Baptist High School. The Bucks have already used 2 of their trips this inning. Browning went out, and now Bobby Sproul out. So a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the first. Last night was electric and filled with a lot of tension and emotion. Nothing bad, just a nice tight game. And tonight starting the same way, both pitchers struggling a little bit in the early going. And J.D. Wilkins is already up and throwing in the Shelton State bullpen. It's not a must-win tonight for the Bucks, but they'd just soon close it out. Not have to worry about Saturday. For LSU Eunice, it is a must-win. Team that's 52-4. Henderson from the stretch now looks back to second, chases him back. A lot of stressful pitches in the first inning for both Woods and Henderson. Woods threw 14, but he had 2 on with nobody out. And Henderson put the leadoff man on an error. That is a strike, 2-1. In fact, the Mouton who reached on an error tonight, that's the first leadoff man to reach for LSU Eunice since the 3rd inning last night. They did not get the leadoff man on after the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. And now Henderson a pitch away from getting to the 2nd inning, tied at 1. We've hit the month of May in full stride, and playoff baseball is everywhere at the college levels. The only regular season still going on is NCAA Division I. Legg fouls this off, hanging in there with a 2-2 count. The Division II NCAAs are in the regionals. The D3s are in the regionals. The NAIA is headed to the World Series in Lewiston, Idaho. And in the junior college ranks, D1, D2, and D3 are all in regionals, trying to get to their World Series. Grand Junction, Colorado, Enid, Oklahoma, and Auburn, New York. 2-2, strike him out. And that will end the Bengals' first inning. A run on a hit, an error, and one left. And it's a 1-1 game going to the second. Back to Tuscaloosa. We're in the second inning. Mason Steele leads things off for the Bucks. He's hitting .283, 6 homers, 28 RBI. He once led the team in home runs, but he has been caught and surpassed by Jackson Henderson. Left on left here to start the second inning. And that's called a strike. Same pitch, same result, 0-2. Still only hitting .140 against lefties this year, 6 out of 43. But the Bucks hitting better against lefties than they do against right-handers. That one stays high from Xavier Woods. SmackDown, he's part of the New Day. 2-2 the count. They turned on Big E. He's no longer with them, broke his neck. They kicked him out of the group after he got back from rehab. And throw some wrestling in there every once in a while. Swing and a miss. Mason Steele out of there on strikes. First strikeout of the night for Xavier Woods. And here's
number 5, Slade Sullivan.
Here's last night's hero, Slade Sullivan. He comes in hitting .351, no homers, 30 RBI. Walked, advanced to second and third on 2 wild pitches, scored the tying run on a sac fly in the 7th, and delivered the walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 11th as the Bucks won 3-2. And it stays high. And he was interviewed on our local radio station here this morning, Tide 100.9 by Gary Harris. He's interviewed Jackson Henderson, Bobby Sproul, and Slade Sullivan this week. Sullivan going to right field, and it is hooking foul. When it left the bat, I thought it had a chance to be fair, but it just kept drifting and drifting foul. And Cash Riley retrieves it in foul territory and flips it to the professor, Weston Wright. Here's the 1-1. He shoots it to right field again, but foul. Weston Wright, redshirted first year. This is third year here, 3-time academic All-American, and a proud alum of ACA. They won the 5A state championship today. That's inside. That's their 5th championship at ACA. Dale Howell, the coach, played on a championship team and coached the championship team. You don't get to do that very often. 2-2 pitch on the way, stays high, and it's a full count. And former Buck, Nick Richardson, has got Tuscaloosa County High in a championship game in the 7A today, trying to go for their first title. And that's a walk. Good at bat for Sullivan. And that one-out walk, and here's
first baseman number 7, Brady Waugh.
Brady Waugh, hitting .298, 3 homers, 27 RBI. Left on left. Brady, a sophomore out of Birmingham. He's hitting .323 against lefties this year. That's outside and low. Waugh's got a really good eye, too. He's second on the team in walks. Walked 34 times. Mason Steele's walked 37. The Bucks as a team have walked 287 times this year. That's low and outside. 2-0 the count. Paxton Ponder's on deck. And here comes a visit from LSU Eunice. So we've thrown a lot of stressful pitches in this game. 36 in the first inning by Woods and Henderson. We've already had 3 mound visits. 2 walks, a hit batter, and an error.
Part of our 50-50 draw. Tickets are $10 or 5 for $40. The winner will be announced in the top of the 9th inning. Tickets can be purchased in the press box.
They've not posted the score yet, but Eastern Oklahoma State has defeated Mineral Area, and they have punched their ticket to the Junction. That's their first trip since 2001. 24-year drought. So they're off to the Junction, and that's 4 teams in and 6 to go. Strike called on the 2-0 count. We mentioned Nick Richardson a while ago. That's a final now, 7-0 County High. So former Buck and Alabama catcher Nick Richardson's got him a state title. Ashton Woods throws it over to first. And back safely is Sullivan. Ball high and it gets away from the catcher. Going down to second is Sullivan. He's safe on the wild pitch. Talk about all these state titles. If LSU Eunice had to load a van and bring all their trophies, they'd have to rent 3 or 4. Probably be better just get a U-Haul with all the championships that they have. And now the base has come up. So Gunnar Dodd is going to go out and manicure the second base area. And Sullivan, who went in head first, has dirt and mud from belt to toe on those white pants. So the Bucks with another runner in scoring position. And Waugh's got a hitter's count at 3-1. Hit on the ground to second. Luna's going to gobble it up. Throw on to first, a leg. And that will get Sullivan into scoring position, but it'll take a 2-out hit from Paxton Ponder to do so.
Shortstop number 12, Paxton Ponder.
Ponder hitting .333. 2 homers, 14 RBI. And he had a pretty good game last night. He was 2 for 2, drove in a run, walked, had a sac fly, and had a couple of sparkling plays in the field and has already turned one in tonight. And he takes another strike, much to the chagrin of the Shelton State faithful. They didn't like that call, and Eunice didn't particularly care for a couple of pitches in their half inning. Ponder lays off of that one. Ponder digs in on the 1-2, 2 outs from Woods. Just missed. So the ump giveth and the ump taketh away. Now the Eunice folks are chirping. Both sides are shaking their heads. Fouled away. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. So the Bucks get a 1-out walk and strand him at second, and it's 1-1 going to the bottom of the second. Back in Tuscaloosa, LSU Eunice up in the second inning. It's Tyler Mitchell. He takes ball one. Chippy first inning and a half, mainly in the stands. The tension's a little high when one team is close to elimination, and there's a strike from Jackson Henderson. 1-1 to count. Bucks left a runner at third in the last inning. They left a runner at third in the first inning. And Eunice left a runner at second in the first inning. 2-1 now the count. Mitchell last night was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And he's got a 2-2 count here. And there's his 4th strikeout of the series. So Henderson started him 2-0 and came back to get him. Strikeout number 2
the catcher, for, number 20, Milo Obradovich.
For Jackson Henderson. And that's 16 strikeouts for the Bucks in the tournament. And here's the Tuscaloosa native, Milo Obradovich. 336, 1 homer, 36 RBI. He takes a strike. Grew up here in Tuscaloosa, played at Northridge High School. He was 0 for 4, had a couple of strikeouts. Here's a ground ball, slow roller to Ponder. Ponder's throw is in time, and there are 2 out.
Second baseman number 37, Jordan Luna.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Jordan Luna. I feel like has had 30 ground balls hit to him in 2 days. He was 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout last night. He had 3 putouts and 5 assists, so not too crazy. And another strike from Henderson. His 4th first pitch strike, 0-1. Riley is on deck, and the Bengals will have been through the order. About a 7.5-hour drive from Eunice to Tuscaloosa. And into Prairie, Louisiana. The home of the Cajun Music Hall of Fame. 2-1 on the way. Foul back. 2-2 the count. Flag blowing from right to left tonight. We had a 10-mile-an-hour wind when the game started. And 86 degrees. It didn't feel like 86, though. It did yesterday, but it did not today. Cloud cover may have helped that. Here is the 2-2, and it bounces away from Browning, and it's a full count. Trying to land that curveball, and it missed. And the 3-2 is hit to short. Ponder by second gets it and throws him out. Paxton Ponder is playing some shortstop in this tournament. I thought that was a base hit. And Ponder, behind the bag, snags it and throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jackson Henderson. And we are tied at 1, headed to the 3rd.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Top of the 3rd, top of the batting order for the Shelton State Bucks in a 1-1 game. It'll be Shirley, Dutton, and Henderson. Shirley was hit by a pitch in the first inning and came around to score the Bucks' only run. Takes ball 1. Last night, Shirley was 1 for 4, had a double and an RBI. He's hit in every postseason game for the Bucks. That RBI double in the 3rd inning. He was lifted for a pinch hitter later in the game by Hayes Alford, who went in and played left field the last couple of innings. The Bucks will use some players. You got to have a roster if you watch this team play, because they're going to use some players. They're going to pinch hit, pinch run. And they're going to move guys around. I mean, they're going to use some players. We played a 10-inning game at Chat Valley earlier this year, and when the game ended, there was not one position player left available to play. If they'd have gone into the next inning or so, they had no more players to use. They used every one of them. And every button they pushed in that game worked, and that's how they won the game in 10 innings. That's a strike to Shirley, and it's 3-2. Popped him up. So Woods comes back, and after being down 3-1, gets the pop up to center field to Mitchell. he's got
Center
out
fielder
number
Pierce
one.
Dutton.
That'll bring up Dutton. Walked his first time up. 0 for 4 last night. Excuse me, 0 for 5 last night. Not a lot of those in his life. Swings at the first pitch, bounces it up the middle, and it gets past LeBlanc into center field. So the first hit of the tournament for Pierce Dutton.
The pitcher, Jackson Henderson.
And that'll bring up Jackson Henderson, who had a sacrifice his first time up. Henderson 1 for 5 last night. I was watching the SEC network this year. One of the players for one of the teams, I don't remember who it was. Now Xavier Woods is being warned that he and the batter have to make eye contact. And Skip Poe, the home plate umpire, is warning him for something, but they got to make eye contact. But anyway, this hitter in the SEC had an 0 for 13 weekend and struck out a bunch of times. And Dari Nokwa was talking to David DeLucci and Haley McClenny. You know, how they couldn't believe that this guy would go 0 for 13. He said, I bet neither of you ever had an 0 for 13 in your life. And David DeLucci said, I bet I had more than one. And he said, there's no way. He said, every player that plays goes through some horrendous slump, and there's no way. Line drive, base hit for Henderson into left field. So after the pop-up by Shirley, Dutton bounces one into center, and Henderson slaps one into left, and the Bucks have 2 on and 1 out, and James Graffos coming to the plate. So the point is, no matter how good you are as a hitter, you're going to run into the days where it looks like a pinto bean, and you're going to run into days where it looks like a beach ball. Bright beach ball. They go everywhere. You hit it, it goes. See ball travel, as they say. 1-0 to Graffos. Sack fly his first time up. 1 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout last night. That one's inside, gets away from Obradovich on the wild pitch. And into scoring position goes Dutton and Henderson. So that is 2 wild pitches tonight for Woods. Eunice had 6 last night, so they got 8 wild pitches in 14 innings. And it's a high number for Woods as well. He's got 11 now this year. That leads the team. Graffos hits it in the air to left. It'll be caught by Fuselier. Tagging and coming home is Pierce Dutton, and the Bucks take the lead 2-1. So another sacrifice fly. Henderson stays put at second. And the second sacrifice fly of the game for Graffos. And it's 2-0.
Browning.
And here's Grant Browning. So that is 37 sacrifice flies this year for the Bucks. They have 42 sacrifice bunts. And in total sacrifices, bunts and flies, they lead the National Junior College Athletic Association in that category. Browning takes a curve for a strike, and it's 1-1. Appreciate you all watching and listening in here tonight on JockJive. Barry Allen and Robert Stevenson here. Wherever you might be listening on this Friday night and watching, Browning tries to go to right field, fouls it off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. I said last night I'd never seen LSU Eunice play before. Got to check them off my list. Team number 302. Seen 302 different college baseball teams play. So glad to check off the Bengals. Browning chases one about 3 feet out of the zone. Good breaker there by Woods. The Bucks get 2 hits and retake the lead. It's 2-1, bottom of the third here in Tuscaloosa. Well, we're back in Tuscaloosa, and Jackson Henderson is being replaced on the mound by J.D. Wilkins. He threw a pitch, and everybody came out of the dugout, and out of the game he went. So we'll try to see if we can find out what's going on. He injured something, hurt his arm, pulled a muscle or something, and we'll see if it affects him as the DH, if he comes out as the DH as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. And hopefully it's nothing serious. His dad, Shane, and his uncle Heath were just up here visited in the press box. They played together at Alabama when I was at Alabama, and they went to the World Series together in '99, and Heath had a 15-win season in '97. He and Pete Fisher won about 30 games that year of the 56, 57 wins that Alabama had.
For Shelton State, number 23, J.D. Wilkins.
So J.D. Wilkins is on to pitch, and J.D. Wilkins had a turning point of his season, a revival against Coastal Alabama South, and since then he's been darn near unhittable. It's his 31st appearance of his career. He's 14-6. And this year, he's 5-3 with a .498 earned run average. He struggled early in the year, and then he's kind of straightened things out and been very good of late. He went 4 1/3 scoreless innings in the second game of the state tournament last week against Coastal Alabama South, picked up the win in that game. He entered the game in the regular season with the bases loaded and nobody out against the Coyotes. He got a line drive to third base for out one and a ground ball to third base for the 5-2 double play and got out of the inning. The Bucks put 3 on the board in the bottom half and cruised to the win in that game, and it was the first win for them in that series and allowed them to go and win the series. So Riley will lead off the third, Cash Riley the third. He's .333, 6 homers, 28 RBI. I'm usually not a big third or fourth or junior guy, but sometimes I like to throw that in. He's hitting. He played last night. He was 1 for 4, struck out twice. Hard to take the box score from last night and find somebody who didn't strike out. The Bucks struck out 13 hitters. The Bengals struck out 12. Brady Wall was the only, he and Dutton and Henderson, the only Shelton batters not to strike out last night. And Tyler LeBlanc was the only LSU Eunice player not to strike out. So only 4 hitters didn't strike out last night. Everybody else did. 2-1 on the way. Slow ground ball to short. Paxton Ponder deep in the hole. Strong throw, and it is not in time. See if we can catch a replay here. It was a slow grounder. Ponder had to go to his right to get to it and threw from the hole. And it's a close play, but I do believe he beat it out. So here is Aiden Mouton, reached on an error and scored in the first inning. All 3 runs for LSU Eunice in this 2 games thus far have been unearned. The Bucks have not allowed an earned run yet. I said yet. '15th appearance this year for Wilkins. He's made 6 starts, excuse me. That ERA that was once up around 8.5. Gotten down under 5 here with his pitching prowess the last couple of weeks. He went 4 innings in that game against Coastal on April 10th to pick up the win. And he was on the Shelton State webcast. He was on our post-game show that day. And we talked about how that needed to be the J.D. Wilkins from here on out if the Shelton State team was going to have much success down the stretch. And they did. Nice curveball for a strike, 0-2. Those of you that are maybe in Louisiana with LSU Eunice or whatever, I do the broadcast here for Shelton State, so sometimes the we pops out in this game, and apologize for that. But always try to give both teams their credit. And like I said, finally excited to see what a LSU Eunice Bengals actually look like in person, because you've read about them for years and now I get to see them up close and personal. A modest lead for Riley at first base, and a 1-2 count to Mouton. Curveball hit him in the left leg.
Designated hitter Will Mabry.
So business picking up here for the Bengals here in the 3rd inning. An infield hit and a hit by pitch. And now Will Mabry, who might have the hardest hit ball of the game and nothing to show for it, with a line out to short. A great diving catch by Ponder. Mabry, a left-hand hitter, lined out his first time up, shows bunt, and takes it for a ball. Eunice trying to get a couple of runners in scoring position. The Bucks looking for a ground ball in their 42nd double play of the year. Wilkins misses inside again. It's 2-0. There's activity in the Shelton State bullpen, but I can't make out the number. And I don't recognize the face. It's a long way. Here's a bunt, great bunt. Wilkins will field, throw to first, and he threw it away. And the Bengals have 2nd and 3rd and a tie game. So you got an infield hit, a hit batter, and then a sacrifice error, and the Bengals are roaring here in the 3rd inning.
Shortstop Tyson LeBlanc.
And that'll bring up Tyson LeBlanc. So it's a sacrifice E1. And now they're in on the corners, the Bucks are. They're playing normal depth in the middle. They'll trade an out for a run here because an out is absolutely needed. And Bobby Sproul is making his way out to the mound. And he might be going to the pen again. He is not. They'll head back to the dugout, just trying to calm J.D. Wilkins down. He can still get out of this with minimal damage. So that run scoring here this inning snaps a streak of 10 1/3 scoreless innings for Wilkins. Notice I didn't say that until he gave up the run. I didn't want to be the jinx. That will announcer jinx. There's a high fly ball to left field, but it's as foul as it is far. LeBlanc got out in front of that one. And it's 1-1. It's just a long, noisy strike. That is a long, noisy ball, too, down the line in left field, and it is foul. It's closer to fair than the other one was, but he got 640 feet of strikes. Here comes the 1-2 to LeBlanc. Hit it on the ground, foul past third. That's about 90 feet. That'll get us up to 730 feet of fouls for this guy. And get him out of here. He is just out in front, but he's almost got Wilkins measured. And that one's hit off the hands to center. Dutton's going to come in, make the catch. They are going to tag and then not tag. He decides to hold up at the last minute. And a big first out.
Left fielder
for Wilkins, and that's going to be the end of the night for J.D. Wilkins. So they got LeBlanc. They've got second and third with one out, and the Bucks are going to their third pitcher here in the third inning. And we'll be back to tell you who it is right after this.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for two on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Well, the Bucks have brought in their third pitcher of the game and the third pitcher of this inning. Jackson Henderson was lifted before the inning started. J.D. Wilkins came in and faced four batters, and now here's Eli Driscoll. His 15th appearance of the year, 7-3, with a .327 earned run average. This is only his third relief appearance of the year. Been a mainstay in the starting rotation for the season. 55 innings, 53 hits, 28 runs, 23 walks, 51 strikeouts. Opponents hit .252 against him. He's allowed 12 doubles and 1 home run.
So now pitching for Shelton State, number 33, Eli Driscoll.
So his job is to keep them where they're at. They're still in on the corners at first and third. Sullivan and Waugh, they're back. Ponder and Grafos is back in the middle. They will trade an out for a run and try to get out of this at 2-2 or 3-2. One of Bobby Sproul's mainstays in this game. You got to stay out of the big inning. No crooked numbers. Says you can win with ones, but it's hard to win when you give up threes and sixes. Hadn't done too many of that, much of that, but you got to stay away from those threes and twos and make them work hard. Curveball was a strike, and it's 0-2 to Fuselier, who lined a 0-2 pitch into the left field corner in the first inning to bring the Bengals' first run home. They've scored another unearned run here so far in this inning. Wilkins gave up 1 hit and he hit a batter. Through 15 pitches. Here's the 1-2. Tap foul towards the first base dugout. Fuselier last night was 2 for 4. He's 3 for 5 now in this series. Driscoll delivers again. Curveball in there for a strike. So that is out number 2, and that will make Wilkins' run to Riley unearned. And Driscoll's got a chance to get out of this with a tie game.
First baseman Jackson Legg.
Jackson Legg will come to the plate. He struck out to end the first inning. And he is now 0 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts in the series. Eli Driscoll out of Mobile starts him out with a strike. He's made 12 starts this year for the Bucks. They are 8-4 in those starts. He and J.D. Wilkins combined to beat Coastal South last Sunday, excuse me. Foul that pitch away, 0-2. He's a pitch away from getting out of the inning. He went 4 2/3 innings, struck out 5 against Coastal South. I called him Coastal Carolina all year, so why start calling them the right name now? They're the Coyotes, and Coastal Carolina is the Chanticleers. You won't run into many Coyotes and Chanticleers. And here's the 0-2, missed outside. Not a bad spot. He wants to chase it. A ball and 2 strikes. Mouton is at third and Mabry's at second. And here's the 1-2. Lifted in the air to center field, left center field. Dutton running over, Shirley running over. They collide, and Dutton makes the catch, and the inning is over. That could have been disaster, but the Bucks breathe a sigh of relief. They get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left, and it's 2-2 after 3.
Leading off the
We
fourth
go to the
inning, right fielder Mason Steele.
fourth inning. Mason Steele leads it off. Shelton State President Dr. Jonathan Coe in the house tonight. Mason Steele struck out his first time up. And he pops this first pitch up to right field. I said he's mired in a terrible slump, and that continues there. One out on the pop up to right
Third
field.
baseman Slade Sullivan.
And here is Slade Sullivan. He is struggling at the plate. Steele is, with good at bats or hits. But there's one thing about it, he has not carried it out onto the mound, and he does not carry it out into right field. Because he has pitched very, very well, and he has played solid defense in right field. He's just not hitting. Sullivan shows a bunt, and he pulls the bat back, and it's low in the dirt, 2-0. He walked his last time up. Walked in the 7th inning last night and got a walk-off single in the 11th. Struck out in the 9th. 3-0. Does anybody keep scorecards much anymore? I'm the only old school guy that still keeps the scorecard and keeps the automated scorebook and color codes all the pitches. That's a strike to Sullivan, 3-1. There are actually play-by-play guys I have seen that don't score the game. They just rely on the automated scorebook. Well, what happens if it are live stats? There's a strike. Stat broadcast. What happens if it goes down? What happens if the computer blows up? Because to run automated scorebook, you got to run it on an older computer. Sullivan fouls it off. It's 3-2. Steele, Sullivan, and Waugh, the scheduled hitters here in the inning. Steele has already popped out. Sullivan trying to work his way on. Gets a hold of that one to left field. It's still going to left field. Fuselier chases it, and he makes the catch. Just in front of the 379 mark, he makes the catch. That looks like trouble.
Brady Waugh.
And here's first baseman Brady Waugh. He's 0 for 1 today. His average has dropped down under 300 this weekend. He was 0 for 2 last night, so he's 0 for 3 in the series. That ball carried very well. I thought that was going to be in for a double, but these outfielders can cover some ground. That's called a strike. Some moans from the green and white. That ball's hit well to left center field. Fuselier on the run, still on the run, diving, sliding, and he makes the catch. Or does he? Yep, he does. So a 3-up, 3-down inning, but it wasn't easy. And we go to the bottom of the 4th in a 2-2 game.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Back in Tuscaloosa, where we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, a 2-2 game between Shelton State and LSU Eunice. I found someone that scores the games. Travis Webb, the public address announcer for LSU Eunice, sent a photo of listening and watching and listening at the game. This game from Eunice, and he's got his clipboard and scorecard just like we do here. Lawson Neal has entered the game to catch for the Bucks, and Mitchell will lead off the fourth inning for the Bengals. And he takes a curveball for a strike. It's Driscoll's duty to just settle things down here, and Bucks to get their offense moving. Nice play by Sullivan. Throw on to first for the out one. So Driscoll has retired all three batters he's faced. And here's
Milo Obradovich. I almost called him Mark.
That's what you get when you're old and you watch kids. You watch guys play, and then you watch their kids play, and then you watch your grandkids play. I have done that, by the way. I have seen. There's a strike. I have seen a granddad and a son and a grandson play. Saw Don Kessinger play with the Cubs, and his two sons played at Ole Miss, Keith and Kevin. And Kevin's son, Gray Kessinger, played at Ole Miss and is now playing in the big leagues. So I'm old enough to say that I've seen a granddad, his two sons, and his grandson play. Swing and a miss by Obradovich. He's out of there on strikes. That's 4 in a row now set down by Driscoll.
Baseman Jordan Luna.
And another fun thing is Jordan Luna comes up. I've also seen a second trio of granddad, son, and grandson, as I have seen Pete Rose Jr., and Pete Rose III. Pete Rose III played last year at CAC, Central Alabama Community College, for Larry Thomas, the great alumnus of Maine University. A strike to Driscoll, a strike from Driscoll, and it's 0-2. Bucks, the visiting team on the scoreboard tonight. In a tight game early here. Imagine that. You get into the late innings tonight. Pickens threw 50 pitches last night. Don't know if he's going to be available. Mabry threw over 50 pitches for his team, for Eunice. And McCray Jacob threw 34. There's the first hit against Driscoll. It's a 2-out, 2-strike hit for Luna, and that'll bring up Riley.
The right fielder, Cash Riley.
Had an infield single his first time up. 2 out of 5 in the series now. Driscoll drops in another strike. He has faced 6 and landed 5 first pitch strikes. Shelton State wearing the black tops and the black hats tonight with the white baseball pants. And it's purple tops and gray baseball pants for the Bengals of LSU Eunice. Skip Burtman kind of started that in the SEC with LSU. They had a purple jersey, a yellow jersey, a white jersey, a black jersey. They had a purple hat, had a black hat, they had a white hat. And everybody's asking him, why you got all these different colors? And he goes, everybody wants a hat. So if you got a purple hat, you got a black hat, you got a white hat, they're all going to want to buy them, and that's money. It's 2-1 to Riley. The only thing Shelton didn't wear this year is never wore a white top. Had all gray, all green, and then green and gray, green and white, black and white, black and gray. Riley pops this one up. Neal and Waugh are giving it a chase, and neither one was able to make the play. I think Lawson Neal kind of lost it from the start, and neither he or Waugh could make the play there. Yeah, that can come back to get you. You don't put him away, and he got a runner in scoring position, and he strikes him out. So another strikeout for Driscoll. That's his third. 2-out hit does nothing for the Bengals, and it's a 1-1, 2-2 game as we go to the fifth.
Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
The shortstop, Paxton Ponder.
Top of the fifth here in Tuscaloosa at the Buck Palace. Shelton State and LSU Eunice deadlocked at 2 here in the fifth. Paxton Ponder leads things off for the Bucks. He struck out swinging his first time up. Shows a bunt, takes it low. It's 2 times through the order. 18 batters. Woods has only landed 6 first pitch strikes out of the 18. Ponder had a 2-hit night last night. Hits this one in the air to center field. Another can of corn as Mitchell comes in to make the play.
Left fielder Tritton Shirley.
Pop-ups. I know coaches preach line drives and ground balls. Well, pop-ups, unless they hit the tree, are not much beneficial to you. And both teams have had a lot of pop-ups in both games. Strike 1 to Shirley. Johnson County has claimed the Plains District. They beat Cloud County today 6-4, so they are now in Grand Junction. Woods fooled Shirley there. He was way out in front of that. It's 0-2. Going to be just like last night. Team that flinches probably going to be the team that doesn't win. Bucks have activity throwing in their bullpen again. It looks like Peyton Zupancic. Here's a ground ball to third. High hop for Mouton. Way behind the bag, and he throws him out. It took a high hop
Center fielder Pierce Dutton
and carried him behind the bag, but Mouton was able to throw him out. And here's Dutton with 2 outs. He's walked and singled. It's a role reversal tonight. The LSU Eunice is the home team, so they will have the last at bat. And Dutton takes a strike. Woods has been in and out of trouble, but he Since the Henderson single in the third, he's retired 7 in a row. Make it 8. Another pop-up. Eunice knows they're going to catch it. It's caught by Luna. Their whole team was running to the dugout. All Luna was trying to do was wait and catch it. 3 up, 3 down for the Bucks, halfway home in a 2-2 game. Half of the 5th inning here at the Buck Palace on a Friday night. Second night game of the year for the Bucks. The first one was last night. Games have ended under the lights, but none of them have really started that way.
The third baseman, Aiden Mouton.
And Mouton, who made a nice play in the last inning, leads off the bottom of the 5th here. Swings at the first pitch, hits it on the ground to short. Ponder up with it, throws on to first for the out. So after
the designated hitter, Will Mabry.
A couple of rocky innings, Driscoll and Woods have now settled down. This is Will Mabry, the 4th. I wonder if there'll be a 5th. He's a two-way guy. He pitched last night, hit and pitched. Maybe they used up too much of his arm, and he can't come back tonight. He was the losing pitcher last night. 9-1 now in the year. Takes a curve for a strike. Had a 6 RBI game earlier this year against Monroe College. Hits a line drive into right field for a base hit. That's his first hit of the game. And it's a 1-out hit for the Bengals.
Shortstop Tyson LeBlanc.
It's his first hit of the series. He was 0 for 6 with a sacrifice E1 before that base hit. Bengals are out hitting the Bucks 4-2. The Bucks have 2 errors, and they've made 3 in the series. And the Bengals are running away with a wild pitch stat, as that's a strike. They have 9 of those. 6 last night and 3 tonight. In addition to the Bucks' three errors, they also had a pass ball that led to an unearned run. Curveball in there to LeBlanc for a strike. He flirted with a couple of home runs in the last time up. He hit 2 balls out of the park, but way foul, and hit a line drive foul past third. He had nearly 800 feet of foul balls, and then he popped up to center field. The Bucks wriggle out of that without any damage, and that's a strike 3 call. Driscoll drops that one in there on him for the 2nd out of the inning. And Driscoll's
Left
fourth
fielder Ashton
strikeout.
Fuselier.
4 Ks now for Driscoll. 2 by Henderson. That's 6 and 19 in the series for the Bucks. And here's Ashton Fuselier. He's had 3 hits. Had an RBI double in the first inning. He had a couple of hits last night. 2 for 4. So he's 3 for 6 in the series. Taken for a ball. If Shelton State wins tonight, they punch a ticket to Grand Junction, Colorado. If LSU Eunice wins tonight, we're back here for a 1 o'clock winner-take-all game tomorrow. That curveball curved, but it hit him right in the back.
The first baseman, Jackson Legg.
So 2 more on for the Bengals. But 2 out. He's still a pitch away from getting out of the inning. Legg has struck out and flied out. Last night he was 0 for 4 with a walk, so he's 0 for 6 with a walk in the series. And he gets hit. Consecutive pitches where Driscoll has plunked somebody. And now they're loaded for Mitchell.
Center fielder, Tyler Mitchell.
Driscoll came into the night. He had hit a team high 8. Now he's hit a team high 10. And the 4th visit to the mound already for the Bucks, as Jacob Green is going out to try to settle Driscoll down. So the Bucks are running away with the hit pitches and the errors, and the Bengals are running away with the wild pitches. You hit another one, and you find yourself down 3-2. And Mitchell, who has 3 homers, is coming up. He was 0 for 4 last night. He is 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. Never like to see those guys with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Somebody that is due. And that misses for ball 1. Eunice had 2 base runners in the second inning. They had 3 base runners in the third, 1 in the fourth. They got 3 here in the 5th. That's a strike, curveball in there. Their base pass tonight looks like the corner of a street in New York City. People everywhere. Driscoll 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Mitchell 1 pitch away from causing a lot of trouble. And it misses 2-1. He's a gapper for making it 5-2. And we're in the bottom of the 5th in a 9-inning game with a World Series appearance on the line. The 2-1 in there for a strike, 2-2. So the pitch coming up here. And Driscoll locked down his 5th strikeout, or retire Mitchell and get out of this. Or can Mitchell keep the inning going? 2-2. Hit on the ground in the 5-6 hole. Ponder saves a run. It's an RBI single, but he saves another run. And it's 3-2 Eunice.
The catcher, Milo Obradovic.
So that's the first earned run allowed by the Bucks in this series, and it's a 2-out base hit. The undoing in this inning was the back-to-back hit batters with 2 outs. And now here's Obradovich. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Still got a chance to get out of this inning with just the 1 run. Neither of these teams want to fall down behind by multiple runs here tonight. Is Lawson going out there again? Yeah, here comes Bobby Sproul. This is if he takes him out, it doesn't count as a trip, but if he doesn't take him out, they've used 5 trips, and they're going to the bullpen. They're going to a lefty. You get 6 visits a game, and if you take the pitcher out, that doesn't count as one of your visits. So he's made substitutions, and he's bringing somebody else in the game, and he's bringing in Kenneth Diddell. So the 5th Shelton State pitcher of the game, and it's a freshman, Kenneth Diddell. We'll tell you about him when we come back.
Now pitching for Shelton State, number 27.
Kenneth Diddell is on to pitch for the Bucks. He inherits a 1-0 count on Obradovich, and the base is loaded. So Bobby Sproul has turned the game over to him for the moment. Diddell is making his 21st appearance, and Obradovich hits a ball to left field. Shirley running, chasing, and in foul ground makes the catch. And Diddell strands the bases loaded. 1 pitch, 1 out. Keeps it at a 3-2 game as we head to the 6th.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Well, Jackson Henderson, who started the game as the pitcher and left during warm-ups in the third inning, remains in the game as the designated hitter, and he will lead off the sixth inning. The Bucks find themselves down 3-2. They were down in the sixth inning last night, 3-2. Came back to tie it and win it in the 11th. 0-1 to Henderson. He's got a sacrifice and a base hit. Holds up on that curveball. It's 1-1. The Bucks trying to get to the World Series, but kind of been a struggle at the plate tonight. And the Bucks have been charged with one of their 3 offensive timeouts. You get 6 visits to the mound. They don't count if you take the pitcher out. Once you reach that 6th, then every time you go out to the mound, the pitcher has to come out. And the offense gets 3 timeouts in a game, and that's one of those. That the Bucks just used one of theirs. So they have 2 left. 1-1 misses outside and low. It is 2-1 to count. Henderson, Graffos, and Lawson Neal came in the 4th inning to catch for Browning. The Bucks trying to tie it up. Hard ground ball into left field and a base hit. 2 hits in a row for Henderson now. He's leadoff man aboard.
Second baseman James Graffos.
And Graffos will be the hitter. Henderson's 3rd hit of the series. Graffos has not had an at-bat tonight. He's had 2 plate appearances, and he's had 2 sacrifice flies to left field. He scored Shirley in the 1st and Dutton in the 3rd. Hits this ball into right field, down the line. Right fielder was shaded over to center. Graffos has got himself a double. Henderson's going to pull into 3rd, and the Bucks have 2 on with nobody out. I know everybody's see the throw and it got away, but you can't anticipate the guy's going to make a bad throw, and you can't run yourself out of an inning. You don't want the first out at home, and you don't want the last out at home or 3rd. And Jake Vickerson, the 3rd base coach, holding him, trying to play for a big inning here. And you hear some of the fans, send him. And what happens if he gets out? So, danged if you do and danged if you don't. Lawson Neal takes a strike. His first at bat of the game. Came in the 4th inning as a catcher. Hitting .228, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. His production has gone up here lately. Shows a bunt, takes a strike. Henderson's hung up in a rundown. They were trying to squeeze, and Henderson got hung up. Graffos will advance to 3rd, but Neal missed the bunt, and Henderson got hung up between 3rd and home, and he is out. It's like the Bucks just don't have good vibes here tonight. The infield is in. They're going to try to, and Lawson Neal chases one out of the zone for a strikeout.
Right fielder Mason Steele.
Well, it's up to Mason Steele here in the 6th inning. He is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 6 in the series, and he is in a slump that dates all the way back to April. This could be the time for him to snap out of it. Base hit will tie the game. He takes a strike. What was a promising inning for the Bucks is now looking shaky. They had 2 on and nobody out, 2nd and 3rd. And Xavier Woods is 1 out away from getting out of this. Henderson was the first base runner the Bucks have had since he singled in the 3rd. The Bucks have had multiple base runners in 3 of the 6 innings. They had 2 runners in the 1st, scored a run. 1 runner in the 2nd, 2 runners in the 3rd got a run home, and then these are the first 2 base runners since the 3rd inning. as Woods had retired 8 in a row. Here's the 1-1 in the dirt and low. Good block by Milo Obradovich. Save a run. The Bucks would not be opposed to a 10th wild pitch in this series by the Bengals. Woods trying to get out of this. It was 2nd and 3rd with no outs, and it still fouls it off. Xavier Woods has got a new day, and he has slammed the door on the Bucks in the 6th inning. They had a single and a double, 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out. He gets a pickoff, a strikeout, and a strikeout, and it's 3-2 Eunice going to the 7th, going to the bottom of the 6th. Well, we go to the bottom of the 6th, and all the momentum is in the third base dugout with LSU Eunice. That was the Bucks' chance to tie and get this lead and get it into the late innings, and Xavier Woods turned it into a new day, and he got a pickoff and a couple of strikeouts, and he has set the tone here for the last third of this game.
Second baseman Jordan Luna.
The Bucks still have time, but that was an opportunity lost. 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out, and they did not score. There's a strike from Dedell to Jordan Luna. So the Region 23 tournament, Division II in Mississippi, is now even after Pearl River walloped East Central last night. East Central back today to win 6-4 and force a game 3. The ground ball to short. Ponder fields it and throws him out for out number 1. You're going to put a highlighter on that 6th inning and block in all 4 of those boxes there, and hope that doesn't come back to bite you if you're the Bucks. And here's Riley, and it seemed to give the Bengals and Xavier Woods a lift. Riley takes a strike. He has an infield hit and a strikeout to his credit tonight. And the 0-1 misses outside, a ball and a strike. Two hit batters with 2 outs and an infield single, the undoing for the Bucks in the 5th as Eunice has taken the lead. Here's a ground ball foul past first base. And it's a 1-2 count to Riley. Henderson started. He went 2. Wilkins got an inning and a third. Driscoll pitched 2 and a third, and now Diddell is in, the 4th Bucks pitcher, trying to navigate this Eunice lineup here tonight. Hadn't been so much Eunice as it's been an error for Shelton in the first inning led to a run, and then the disaster in the third, and then the 2 hit batters with 2 outs in the 5th inning. But Eunice still had to come up with a clutch hit, and each time they did. It's 2-2 to Riley, left-hand hitter. Pitch from Diddell, hit to left field. Shirley over towards the line, makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down, and we go back to the top of the order, and our good buddy Aiden Mouton. LSU had a basketball player that was a Mouton long ago. Aiden hit 312 in their region tournament, 5 runs scored, 5 RBI. Takes ball 1. He was a basketball player and a baseball player. He was Lyle Mouton. He played baseball too. You know, Ben McDonald played baseball. He played basketball. He went to LSU on a baseball scholarship. Ended up playing baseball. Gave up a walk-off grand slam in the College World Series, and then later became the first pick of the draft. And check swing, he does go around his Mouton. Gentle Ben from Denham Springs. Here's the 1-2 outside. Say Gentle Ben and Barry Manuel, one of the assistants in the LSU Eunice dugout, probably know each other very well, but their paths didn't cross at LSU. Barry got out at 86, and Ben didn't come in until 87. Line drive caught by Sullivan at third. 3 up, 3 down inning for Driscoll. Bucks find themselves on a short end of a 3-2 stick as we go to the 7th here at the Buck Palace.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Well, we enter the final third of this game as we go to the 7th. It's 3-2. Last night was a good game, and tonight is no different. Sullivan is leading off the inning. He's the 7-hole hitter. He's walked and flied to left. And then it's Waugh and Ponder. Here's a ground ball to second. Luna kicks it. Sullivan still out as Luna was able to recover and make the play for the first out. Not much gets by old Luna. And here's Brady Waugh. He's 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 4 in the series. Start counting outs when you get to the 7th inning. Bengals are down to they need 8 outs. Waugh takes it for ball 1. Thought he was going to call it a strike, and he changed his mind. That is a strike, 1-1. Another ground ball and another out. 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Ponder.
Shortstop Paxton Ponder.
He is 0 for 2, struck out and flied out to center. He played a heck of a shortstop tonight. And he's in the hole 0-1. And it's 0-2. But Woods has recorded 20 outs here tonight, 14 via pop-up or strikeout. Doesn't give you a lot of opportunities to generate offense with those numbers there. All of the outs in the 3rd inning were pop-ups or strikeouts. All pop-ups in the 4th, 2 pop-ups in the 5th, 2 strikeouts in the 6th, and a ball that gets back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Felt like he hit that one right off the end of the bat, like a Minnesota Fats cue shot. And it went right back up the middle, and he's got a 2-out base hit. The 5th hit of the night for the Bucks. Same number of hits for Eunice. And here is Trenton Shirley.
Come on, Shirley.
He's hit by a pitch, popped to center, and grounded out to 3rd. Misses outside. Here's the 1-0. Inside, 2-0. And here comes a visit from the Eunice dugout. They'll use one of their visits here. Pitching coach Alan Orgain in his 18th season with Eunice. Pitching coach and recruiting coordinator. He's had 81 pitchers go to 4-year schools, 19 drafted, and 11 All-Americans.
It's not too late to get involved in our 50-50 raffle. Tickets are $10, 5 for $40. Can be purchased in the press box.
There is activity in the Eunice bullpen. Can't see his number. Right-handed pitcher, but can't see his number. Another big crowd here tonight. The bleachers have filled in. There's a ton of people down the left field line and out in left field. Tents, food trucks, you name it, it's here. And Shirley takes a strike. It's 2-1. The Bucks could use his 21st double of the year right here. Here's a fly ball to right field. It's not going to be caught. It's going to stay in the ballpark. But Riley couldn't chase it down as it kept tailing towards the fence. Woods is at 95 pitches. He's getting close to that century mark. Runner goes, and it's called a strike. So a 2-out single goes for naught. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time, and a 3-2 Eunice lead.
Of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Welcome back to the South District Championship here in Tuscaloosa. Barry Allen and Robert Stevenson with you. Robert's got us all under control here with these graphics and the pictures, the replays. Outstanding video work here tonight. The only thing wrong for the Bucks is they're on the short end of a 3-2 stick as Dedell starts Mabry out with strike 1. Eunice is counting outs. They got six more to get. And they'll even this series, and we'll have the winner-take-all game tomorrow, unless the Bucks can find a way to rally in the last 2 innings. They tied it in the 7th last night and won it in the 11th. They're going to have to tie it in the 8th or 9th here tonight. Here's a high fly ball to right field, and it is going to be run down. Nope, Mason did not catch it. I thought he caught it. He hit the fence, and the ball came out. And Mabry's got himself a triple. Close to being a home run, close to being a circus catch, and we all settle for a triple.
Shortstop Tyson LeBlanc.
That is Mabry's first triple of the year. 20th of the year for the Bengals. And another mound visit for Shelton State, and another pitcher coming in. Looks like Landon Shoemate. Bucks just trying to find some answers on the mound here tonight till they can find a way to score some runs. Dedell pitched well. He just left that one up, and it was almost brought in by Steele, but he crashed into the wall and didn't come up with it. So we'll tell you about Shoemate when we come back here in the bottom of the 7th.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Back here on JockJive, Landon Shoemake.
Your attention now, pitching for Shelton, number 26, Landon Shoemake.
Is on to pitch for the Bucks. He's the 5th hurler tonight, making his 14th appearance, 1-0 record, and a 3.92 ERA. 20 innings, 12 hits, 10 runs, 10 walks, 22 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 162 against him. Still trying to get that ERA down from an outing against Pensacola back in the end of February. He's pitched very well this year for the Bucks. From Summerton Christian. And here's a fly ball to right center field. Steele will come up with it. He's going to throw home, and the throw is wide, and they got a sacrifice fly and an RBI. So that's 2 runs tonight for Mabry, and the lead is now 4-2. So now
Left fielder Ashton Fuselier.
LSU Eunice has a sacrifice fly. And it's a 4-2 lead, and now the Bucks are going to need 2 runs to tie, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. Strike called to Fuselier. An RBI double in the first, a strikeout, and one of the hit batters in the 5th that led to that run. 2 consecutive hit batters with 2 outs, and then an infield hit. And that led to the trouble. We've played 18 innings of baseball in this series, and no one has scored more than 1 run in an inning. The 2 runs scored last night by Eunice were single run innings. Bucks scored single runs 3 times. Eunice has got 4 ones tonight, and the Bucks have 2. Ground ball to third. Sullivan fields and throws him out. A little high, but Wall was able to reach it and keep his toes on the bag. Now it's
First
leg.
baseman Jackson leg.
And if you're looking to the Bucks' 8th inning, they've got Dutton, Henderson, and Graffos. And I'm assuming it will still be against Xavier Woods. Shoemake misses low. Leg with a strikeout, a fly out, and a hit by pitch. The second with 2 outs in the 5th inning. That led to the go-ahead run. If there is a game 3, it will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Winner take all. And it's 3-0 from Shoemake. If there is a game 3 tomorrow, the Bucks will be the home team. Four wide. And a 2-out walk.
Center fielder Tyler Mitchell.
The natives here tonight are getting restless on both sides. And here's Mitchell. He's 1 for 3. He had the infield single in the 6th, or the 5th, that put Eunice on top, and they've added to it. They've played add-on here in the 7th. They have scored in every odd-numbered inning here tonight. They got a run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, a run in the 5th, and a run in the 7th. Mitchell can't hold up on that one, and it's a strike. The Bucks had a run in the 1st and a run in the 3rd, and then all zeros. They will come to bat in the 8th inning with at least a 2-run deficit. One and one on the pitch out of the zone. Told you last night, Eunice is out of Eunice, Louisiana. About 9,000 live there. That's low and in the dirt. Named for the wife of C.C. Duson, who was the legendary lawman and sheriff of the St. Landry Parish for 14 years. They named the town for her, Eunice Farr Duson. And they have the Cajun Music Hall of Fame there. Swing and a miss. Not much of a dancer. I like the music, but I certainly like the food. Two-two pitch on the way. Call strike 3. So Shoemate comes in, allows the one inherited runner to score, and nothing else for Eunice in the 7th. They've got a 4-2 lead as we go to the 8th. Well, Xavier Woods has reached the 8th inning, and he's thrown 96 pitches.
Got the 8th inning, center fielder Pierce Dutton.
And he will face Pierce Dutton as the Bucks come to bat here in the top of the 8th. Now they need 2 runs. That's called a strike. Xavier Woods has 2 complete games to his credit. Came into tonight 10-0, 15 appearances, 11 starts. Second in strikeouts. It leads the team in hit batters. And he'd been roughed up the last couple of times he'd been out on the mound. 6 earned runs in his last 2 starts and 9 innings. But he's turned the page here tonight. Ground ball to second, and Luna's up with it for the out. And there's one down, and the Bucks down to the last 5 outs. And that's going to be the end of the night for Xavier Woods, who finishes with a C note, 100 pitches. 7 1/3. We'll be back to tell you who the new pitcher is right after this.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
At the plate, the designated hitter, Jackson Henderson.
Well, Hudson Spangler comes in and takes over for Xavier Woods, who was tough as nails for 7 1/3 innings here tonight. Left the game with 100 pitches. And Spangler is making his 16th appearance of the year. He's 4-2. Yeah, you heard that right. 4-2 and a .467 earned run average. He has half of their losses this year. His numbers are good. .15 appearances, 3 starts. He did have a win in the region tournament last week. Struck out 4 against Delgado back in April. From Zachary, Louisiana. That's a strike. 2-2. Six foot 200, a freshman from Zachary. Graffos is on deck. 1 out. Top of the 8th. Eunice holding on to a 4-2 lead. And they called it a ball. He didn't swing. And Henderson's down at first. So a walk. And now here's Graffos.
Second baseman James Graffos,
who doubled into the right field corner his last time up. The Bucks had 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. And it ended with a runner at 3rd and 3 outs. They could not cash in on the best opportunity they had tonight. Looks like Trip Gann is on deck. And Henderson takes advantage of the pitch in the dirt and goes to second. It is a wild pitch. So another visit here by Orgain. And the Bucks have a chance to get one closer here. As Henderson has walked and advanced to second. And Graffos is in a good hitter's count at 2-0. Spangler this year has worked 27 innings. He's given up 26 hits, struck out 26. 248 average against him, 14 runs and 11 walks. It's a pitching staff that has a 3.59 ERA and has struck out 487 hitters in 437 innings coming into tonight. That's wide, and it's 3-0. Trip Gann, our best pinch hitter, is on deck. 3-0 is called a strike. It's 3-1. So if Gann hits, then the Bucks are down to Skylar Smith as their catcher. Graffos pops this one up to left field. It's going to be caught by Fuselier. And there's 2 outs.
Nobody better, Trip. Let's go.
So Trip Gann is coming to the plate.
Your attention now, hitting number 22, Trip Gann.
This is his 40th game this year, but his more important numbers is a pinch hitter in his career. He's 12 for 22. That is a 566 clip. And he has 8 RBI as a pinch hitter. 6 for 14 this year as a pinch hitter. 6 for 8 last year. He had a career-high 8-game hitting streak snapped on May the 4th. He hit 522 during that time. Takes it low. He entered the game last night and drew a walk in that 11th inning that brought Sullivan to the plate, and he brought the winning run in Brexton Taft. Gann only has 1 career home run, but he's got doubles power, and a double would work for the Bucks right now. It'd get them back to within a run. The Bucks have used both catchers, so Skylar Smith will be coming on in the bottom of the 8th to catch, and Gann is in a 1-2 hole. So here comes the 1-2. Called strike 3. Obradovich couldn't hold on to it, but he throws him out at first base anyway. So the Bucks get a 1-out walk and leave him at second, and it's 4-2 Eunice going to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom half of the 8th inning. The Bucks will have one more crack at it in the 9th. Eunice has scored single runs in all the odd-numbered innings here tonight. Lead 4-2 as we're in the bottom of the 8th. And looking more and more like a decisive Game 3 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Milo Obradovich, the catcher, will lead things off. He is 0 for 3 today. And he is 0 for 7 in the series. And he starts strike 1. The Bucks have used 5 pitchers, made a couple of errors, squandered a golden opportunity in the 6th inning, and just hadn't been their night. Mama always said they'd be days like this. Time called on the batter. That'll be one of Eunice's 3 offensive timeouts. Glenn and San Jack are playing in their regional. If Glenn wins tonight, they will punch their ticket to the World Series. They're the defending champs. They're the Blinn Bucks. They were with us last year. They're the Bucks. They're from Brenham, Texas. Line drive right at Graffos for the out. You know what's famous about Brenham, Texas? It's where they make Bluebell ice cream. Where they make Bluebell ice cream. Not far from College Station, Texas A&M, but you go play blend and go by and load up on Bluebell ice cream. Strike one called to Luna. I asked their head coach and their AD last year at the World Series, do y'all sell Bluebell ice cream at your games and little blue batting helmets? And he goes, no, I don't know why we've never thought about that. So maybe they did it this year. Pitch is low, ball and a strike. Glenn and McLennan playing for us. No, Glenn and San Jack playing for a spot in the World Series. McLennan is in a 4-team tournament with Odessa and New Mexico. The West has got 4 teams. One has been eliminated. The Plains is finished, and we're looking like a 1-game winner-take-all tomorrow. Stays high, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hammered to left field and fair. Down in the left field corner. Shirley up with it. And it's a stand-up double for Luna. I like him. There's 2 hits for him tonight.
The right fielder, Cash Raleigh.
He had a hit last night. And he's had 1 million putouts and assists at second base this weekend. I really like him. The freshman, I was asking if he might be going somewhere next year. I think I was told Mouton, the third baseman, is going to Kansas. Shortstop, LeBlanc going to Kansas. Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk. They've got a little revival out there for some baseball. So this will be Brian Akridge, and we'll be back to tell you about him right after this. Well, it wasn't intended that way, but it's turned into a bullpen game tonight for the Bucks. This is their 6th pitcher, Brian Akridge. Nothing unusual for the Bucks. They have had games this year where played 7 innings or 9 innings and used 7 or 8 different guys. as a plan, and that's not anything out of the ordinary, but not a plan here tonight, but it's just worked out that way. Bryant Akridge,
State, number 24, Bryant Akridge.
a sophomore from Brookwood, Alabama, and went to Brookwood High School, is on. 13th appearance of the year. He has no record, 1 save, and a 1.30 earned run average. He's got 27 and 2/3 innings. He struck out 30 hitters, and opponents are hitting just 160 against him. His birthday was yesterday. He has made the commitment. I don't know if he signed, but at least he's committed anyway to the University of West Alabama, the defending Gulf South Conference tournament champions. Oh, and 1 to count to Riley. LSU Eunice would like to punch this run in and make it a 3-run game. The Bucks trying to keep it at 4-2 and give themselves some kind of a chance in the 9th inning. It has been tough sledding tonight for the Bucks at the plate and on the mound. Here's the 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1. Eunice with 12 World Series appearances, the Bucks with 7, so they got 19 combined. Here's a foul ball out of play, and it's 2-2. Eunice has won 8, and Shelton State looking for their first. So it's 2-2 the count, and Akridge with another strikeout. That's his 31st strikeout of the year in 28 innings. And here's Aiden Mouton, the third baseman. He's reached on an error, was hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. He's trying to play Yahtzee in the batting order tonight. He got one of everything. Takes a strike. Looking ahead to the Shelton State 9th inning, it'll be Steele, Sullivan, and Waugh. And if they can't get this game tied, we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Akridge pitch stays high. $11 total runs in the series. And now 19 innings. Fly ball to left field. Shirley's there, and the inning is over. They get a double and leave him at second, and the Bucks are down to their last 3 outs. 4-2, LSU Eunice headed to the 9th. LSU Eunice has gone back to its bullpen.
Number 1, Aiden Mouton. And into the game to play third base, number 5, Alex Dupuis.
Aiden Mouton is now on to pitch. His 9th appearance. He's 1-0 with 3 saves, and he's pitched 8 innings and hadn't given up a run. It's always encouraging to see a guy come in and he hadn't given up a run. Trying to get his 4th save of the year. Spangler gave up a walk, but got out of the inning unscathed. And so now they turn it over to Mouton.
He got the 9th inning, right fielder Mason Steele.
And Alex Dupuis is now in at third base. He's in for the DH. And Mason Steele leads off the 9th inning and takes a strike. They've also got a new center fielder in the game. Mason fouls this one off. And that'll be caught by the left fielder, and
third baseman Slade
out number
Sullivan.
1. Blaze Blanchard is also in center field for the Bengals. The Bucks down to their last 2 outs now. Mouton trying to get his 4th save. Strike 2. So for the Bucks, it'll be like Eunice did last night, go home and regroup. And both teams will come to the ballpark tomorrow. And one of them's season will come to an end. Thought the Bucks had the advantage here today, coming out here knowing that no matter what happened, your season would not end. LSU Eunice didn't have that luxury. He did not swing. Obradovich couldn't find it, but they called it he didn't swing, and it's a 3-2 count. Mouton's lone win of the season came against the Centenary Gentlemen on April the 15th. He has saves against Southeast Arkansas, Delgado, and Bossier Parish. He was redshirted last year.
First baseman Brady Waugh.
And here's Brady Waugh with a 1-out walk. Centenary College Gentlemen. Waugh pops it up, left center field. Blanchard, and it'll be the left fielder Fuselier calling it off, and there's 2 outs. And Hayes Alford is going to hit
Shelton State, number 21, Hayes Alford.
For Ponder. Pinch hit last night. And was 0 for 1. One of the greatest basketball players of all time hails from the Centenary College, number 00, Robert Parrish of the great Celtics. They used to be D1. They dropped down to D3, and now they're NAIA. They just keep tumbling. 1-1 to count. Alford hits it on the button. Center fielder Blanchard is there. And there will be a game 3 tomorrow for the trip to Colorado. No runs and 1 runner left. And LSU Eunice takes this game by a score of 4-2. And we will be back to wrap it up right after this. Well, last night the Shelton State Bucks celebrated leaving the ballpark. Tonight the LSU Eunice Bengals are celebrating as they leave the park with a 4-2 win over the Bucks here tonight, snapping the Bucks' 8-game winning streak and forcing an, if necessary, all-or-nothing game tomorrow here at the Buck Palace. It was a shaky start for both teams. Xavier Woods, the starter for LSU Eunice, settled things down in the middle innings, and he turned it over to his bullpen, and LSU Eunice shut the Bucks down after the 3rd inning. No runs for Shelton State after the 3rd inning, and in fact they only had 5 base runners, 3 hits and 2 walks. But the death knell in this game tonight was the 6th inning when Henderson singled and Graffos doubled, and it was 2nd and 3rd and nobody out, and Xavier Woods got a pickoff and a strikeout and slammed the door, and that was, for all intents and purposes, the game. And Eunice stretched its lead to 4-2 with a triple and a sac fly in the 7th inning. And they have forced the, if necessary, game tomorrow. They're now 53-4 on the year. It's just incredible that a team could only have 4 losses on the 18th, 16th, 17th day of May. I mean, that's just incredible. The Bucks fall to 47-12. Xavier Woods will get the win. He's 11-0. Aiden Mouton will get his 4th save. And Eli Driscoll will pick up his 4th loss. He is 7-4 on the year. The time of the game was 2 hours and 40 minutes. And another near full house here tonight as we will close the curtain on the home schedule tomorrow, no matter what happens, win or lose. It'll be the last home game of the year. Hopefully the Bucks can rebound. LSU Eunice struggled last night, but they rebounded today, so maybe the Bucks can do their thing and rebound tomorrow. It's a 1-game season for LSU Eunice and a 1-game season for Shelton State with a trip to the College World Series on the line. And neither one of these teams all year long have lost back-to-back games. Shelton State facing that tomorrow and facing elimination. The Bengals are also facing elimination tomorrow as we do the do-or-die game at 1 o'clock here at the Buck Palace. We appreciate you listening and watching here tonight. Thanks to Robert Stevenson. Great job on the controls here, producing graphics and all of that. My name's Barry Allen. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for the final game of the series and the trip to Grand Junction at 1 o'clock. Good night, everybody.